Swamin Namaste Natalokabandho Karunya Sindho Patitam Bhavabdho Mamuddharatmiya Kataksha Rijvyati Karunya Sudhabhivrishya Swamin Namaste, Swamin Namaste, Swamin Namaste, Swamin Namaste. Yat Kirtanam, Yat Smaranam, Yadikshanam, Yad Vandanam, Yat Shravanam, Yadarhanam. Lokasya sadyo vidhunoti kalmasham tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha vichakshanaya charanopasadanat sangam vyudasyo bhayato antaratmanah vindantihi brahmagatim Gataklamaha tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha tasmai subhadrashravase namo namaha. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Yesterday, we mainly focused on the characteristics and nature of those who are self-realized, how they move, what they do, and we found that whatever they do, they are sometimes like fools, sometimes they will express their learning, sometimes they are moving about in a royal manner, sometimes like a fool, sometimes they will sit somewhere quietly. Whatever they do, they are united with one's own self and they are always Paramananda Sukhitaha. They are always filled with the inner bliss. That bliss which does not depend on any object. It just is there within all of us. So our Shastras say that Yani sthita prajnasya lakshanani tani eva sadhanani. जो स्थित प्रज्ञ के लक्षण हैं, जो ज्ञानी व्यक्तियों का लक्षण है, वो जो आम आदमी है उनके लिए क्या है, वही साधना है. वो सब गुण या लक्षण को देख के मन में ये होना चाहिए कि हमें भी वो गुण मिले. हम क्या कर सकते हैं ताकि हमें भी वो गुण मिले. How I can acquire these characteristics or the lakshanas of the wise people, the self-realized people. Again I'll tell you that I've been hammering on this fact that we should have the aim in life and that aim should be blazing forth always in front of our eyes, whatever we do. All of us in this world will have to be dutiful, responsible, we have to be active, but we must not forget that this is not all that is in life. The higher purpose of life is to know oneself, know God, so that one becomes unaffected in life, becomes fearless in life. I will tell you today certain practices and what we can all do so that we can retain whatever we are learning. Whatever we are hearing, whatever we are reading, whatever we have contemplated upon, we must be able to retain them. Otherwise, there is no use. So, these are some of the points. First is that be constantly aware that you are a spiritual seeker. The seekerhood may be, some may be on the path, quite ahead, some may have just started. But the fact is that all of you who have come and were listening and would be listening, all of you are interested in some way or other, so that you have been coming here, adjusting many things in your house, in your life. So, constantly be aware that you are a seeker. Just like when we grow up, a girl will think that I am a daughter of my parents. No one has to remind that person. Similarly, the son will think I am a son. Similarly, once we become a devotee or a seeker, we are always so. So that awareness, because we are not used to thinking like that, we have to remind ourselves on and off that I have tread on this path. I am a seeker. My life is different. It is not an ordinary life, and I must lead my life in that manner. From the time you get up in the morning till you go to bed at night, remind yourself, सुबह उठते ही और रात को सोने जाते हैं, तब तक हमेशा मन में ये रखना है, human life has a higher purpose. That is, throughout the day, remind yourself that life has a higher purpose. And your aim is to realize self or God, so that we can have unbroken bliss, unbroken peace, happiness and bliss. When I'm saying this, it is not difficult. Just stop for a moment, whatever we are doing, while we are eating, while we are taking bath, when say we are taking a walk, our mind is not engaged, but generally we think of various other things which are useless. So stop for a while and remember that this is my aim, this is the purpose, and try to feel that bliss about which you have heard. At least for that moment, try to get enveloped by a bliss which is absolutely independent of any object, which is coming from within. That is, try to feel the presence of the Supreme Lord or your own self within yourself. And also remember that our aim is to be unaffected in all situations, to be stable-minded, to be even-minded, to be fearless. So बार बार अपने आप को ये रिमाइंडर देना है, तभी याद रहेगा. नहीं तो कभी सुनेंगे, फिर भूल जाएंगे, फिर एक बार सुनेंगे तो फिर याद आएगा, ऐसे ही दिन बीत जाएगा. तो बार बार अपने आप को याद दिलाना है. और ये कुछ कठिन काम है क्या? कठिन है? कठिन तो नहीं है, सिर्फ हैबिट बनाना है. हैबिट बनाना है इसका. एंड fill the mind with blessedness and gratitude. किस लिए? Why blessedness? जो हमने बोला था वो श्लोक, दुर्लभम त्रयमेव एतत् देवानुग्रह हेतुकम मनुष्यत्वम मुमुक्षुत्वम महापुरुष संश्रयः. कि इस दुनिया में at least I am having all the three. All the three दुर्लभ जो कुछ है हमें मिल गया है. एक तो है मनुष्यत्व, और फिर मुमुक्षुत्व, और महापुरुष का संश्रय. तीनों मिला है. तो उसीलिए मन में एक धन्यता बोध, हम बहुत धन्य हैं, धन्य हैं. अपने आप को वीक नहीं समझना, अपने आप को सिंफुल नहीं समझना. ये समझना है कि हम बहुत धन्य हैं, और उस धन्यता बोध के लिए भगवान के प्रति ग्रैटिट्यूड होना चाहिए, कृतज्ञता. कृतज्ञता कि कितने लोग हैं, उनमें से हे भगवान आपने मुझे ये दिन दिलाया है. To feel and experience every moment to be spiritual and divine, even in the midst of hectic activities or in quietness. Stop for a while and bring to the mind the thought that you are a blessed seeker. Every moment should be felt as divine and spiritual. बाजार जाते हुए, खाना पकाते हुए, ऑफिस जाते हुए, कुछ पढ़ते हुए, खाते हुए अपने आप को क्या समझना है कि बहुत दिव्य है, हम एक दिव्य परिवेश में हैं। वो कब हो सकता है? जब बाहरी चीज़ों से हम मन को अंदर लाएंगे। चुपचाप बैठ के, कुछ भी नहीं है करने के लिए, तो चुपचाप बैठ के अपने मन में, अपने आप में संतुष्ट रहना है। And stop for a while and bring to the mind the thought that you are a blessed seeker, that divinity is associated with everything. ये सब अपने आप को रिमाइंड करने की बात है। उसके बावजूद क्या है? महापुरुष संश्रयः, एक महात्मा का संग करना, उनके पास जाना, उनको प्रणाम करना, इसके लिए एक फॉन्डनेस होना चाहिए। यू मस्ट ग्रो अ फॉन्डनेस टू गो टू अ महात्मा, अ सेल्फ रियलाइज पर्सन, बी इन हिज एसोसिएशन, sit near him if he is talking, listen to him, assimilate what he has talked, contemplate on that, and try to bring that out in your life. This fondness, this yearning from association, this is the greatest thing that a human being should do. विवेक चूड़ामणि से हमने काफ़ी श्लोक आप लोग को बताया है, and I was telling you that the Vivek Chudamani is the last composition of Shankaracharya. And here Shankaracharya is saying how an ordinary man, he who is feeling this world is giving suffering, he wants to get out of that suffering. He wants to go to a state where even though there is suffering, he will be stable. He will be afloat. He will be still blissful. And he will feel fearless. So, I'll read these slokas. You know, the first sloka that I chant, I give any lecture. Swamini namaste nataloka bandhu. It is from here. The other day I told you one sloka that if one wants to become liberated, that is, wants to have freedom, freedom from what? Freedom again from whatever bothers us. Freedom from that. Initially we have to have the freedom from our own negative traits, in the hands of which we suffer. And when we progress in this path, we'll find that it is only when we understand that body and soul are different, and I am that soul which is eternal, which is imperishable, which is changeless, then only we will have freedom. But that is the path. We have to tread that path and reach to that end. So I told you a slok in which it says, Ato vimuktyai prayateta vidvan sanyasta bahyartha sukhasprihassan santam mahantam samupetya deshikam tenopadishtartha samahitatma. तो अगर freedom चाहिए, so what we should do? You renounce all the enjoyments or the desires that you want to have fulfilled from outside objects. Look into yourself. Look into yourself. There is eternal bliss there. Tap that and get that bliss, which will never be over. All other bliss, all other joy, all other peace gets over. But this joy will not. And to do that, what one should do? One should go to a deshikam. Who is a deshikam? A guru, a realized person. Who can show us a path? Only when we want to learn a subject, say a subject like maths, physics, chemistry, English, history, we have to go to a teacher. The teacher who knows will be able to teach. Similarly, this Brahma Vidya, or the Vidya knowing which we will feel that we are fearless and unaffected, has to be learned from a teacher who who has known it, who knows it, who has tread the path and reached there, who has mastered it. So it says that you go to a deshikam, a guru, whatever instruction he gives, listen to it, contemplate on it, assimilate it. So, one man, he goes to a guru. He has been looking for somebody, seeing somebody, he feels that I can ask this person. And I had told you who is a self-realized person, who is a guru. In I think day before yesterday, I told you he's just like a spring. He's always doing good for everybody. And he's not only he knows the Shastras, he is Brahman himself. And he is ahetuka daya sindhu. He is, without any motive, he is an ocean of mercy. Whoever goes to him, he will understand the sorrow of that person. Apparently there may not be any sorrow. Apparently maybe everything is okay. But the hollowness of the mind, in spite of having everything, the hollowness of the mind, which the mind suffers, the vacuum that it suffers, on and off, when the mind feels that what is to be done, क्या करूं, जिसको करने से बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. This kind of feeling is always there in the mind. So, that self-realized person or a Mahapurusha, he understands, oh, I must do something for this person and make him eternally happy. You know, the unfortunate thing is that though he wants to give that eternal happiness, there is very few taker. They do not want. They are happy with outside things which are short-lived, give short-lived happiness. So he goes and he says, Swamin namaste nataloka bandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdho mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivristya. Swamin namaste. Hey Swamin, O my Lord, Hey Prabhu, namaste. Namaha te, namaste. I do pranam to you, you who are nata loka bandhu. You are the friend of anybody who has come and prostrated at your feet or has taken shelter at your feet. Karunya sindho, and you are an ocean of mercy, of compassion. Patitam bhavabdho mam uddhara. Patitam bhavabdho mam uddhara. I, who have fallen into this worldly ocean, and I feel that I am drowning at times, please rescue me. Mam uddhara. Atmiya kataksha drishtya. Your own kataksha drishti. You please let your glance fall on me. Rijvyati karunya sudhavi vrishtya. And let that karuna sudha fall as a shower on me from your eyes, and let me be rescued. Durvara samsara davagnitaptam dodhuyamanam duradrishtavatai bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityoho sharanyamanyad yadaham na jane. Durvara samsara davagnitaptam. He says, I have everything. Everything is okay with me. But still at times, I feel that I am getting scorched by the wildfire of this life. Something happens and I'll be thinking about it for days together. I'll be upset. I'll be bothered. I will lose my sleep. and I will feel depressed at times. Dodhuyamanam duradrishtavatai. Sometimes I feel that I am getting swept away by a big storm. I do not know what to decide. I lose my confidence. I lose my hope. I do not know what is good for me and what is not good for me. What decision has to be taken at times, I do not know. And I feel so confused. Bhitam prapannam. So at times, I feel very, very fearful. Prapannam paripahi mrityoho. So I have come to you. Paripahi mrityoho. I feel that I'll die. So I have come to you to take shelter. Please rescue me from this mrityu, from the death that I die so many times in my life. Sharanyamanyad yadaham na jane. I do not find anybody else to whom I can go and tell my sorrow. I cannot tell it to my parents. They will be equally upset. I cannot tell it to my wife. She will be upset. Or the wife cannot tell the husband. Husband will be upset. Children will be upset. To whom that should I go and tell? My mind thinks like this. I have come to you because I feel that you will not belittle me, thinking that, oh, what is this? What is this person having? Why is he having this kind of thought? You will not belittle me. You will understand me. And you will try to make me get rid of all these thoughts and make me strong and free and fearless. So, again he says, Katham tareyam bhavasindhumetam kavagatirme katamostyupayaha janena kinchit kripayavamam prabho samsara dukkha kshatimatanushva katham tareyam bhavasindhumetam. He says that I have come to you. I don't find anybody else to whom I can tell my sorrowful nature. Whatever is happening in my mind, I cannot open and show it to everybody. Because I am afraid people will think that, oh, he is such a weak person. She is such a weak person. Now, can you tell me, how can I cross this Bhavasindhu? That this is happening to me, I consider it to be a worldly ocean full of sorrow and misery and adversity, which gives me suffering. As it gives me happiness, more so it gives me anxiety and fear. As we grow in age, the fear is more and more. Katham tareyam bhavasindhumetam. How do I cross it? Kavagatirme. And what is the means that I should adopt? हम वही ना कह रहे हैं कि किस तरह हम वहाँ पे पहुँच सकते हैं. एम तो एक समझ लिया, उस वहाँ तक पहुँचेंगे कैसे? तो he is asking, Katamostyupaya, what means should I adopt? Janena kinchit, I do not know. Kripaya mam prabho, hey Prabhu, Kripaya, by your kripa, by your grace, ava, please protect me. Do raksha for me. Samsara dukkha kshati matanushva. And put an end to this misery that I undergo at times. So with this kind of feeling he has come. Can you imagine the scene? A person who is really feeling like this, he has found somebody where he can tell his sorrow, tell that this is how my mind is. And I feel that I am not able to bear this mind of mine. Why does it always get depressed? Why at times it becomes angry? Why at times it becomes impatient? Why at times it criticizes? Why at times it finds fault, blames, dislikes people? I am not able to bear this mind of mine. This is all bondage. I want to be free from all these things. And feel absolutely unaffected in the midst of every wave that hits me. He's saying like this. His hands are folded. He has said, Swamini Namaste. Saying that, he has come. And he's kneeling down at the feet of that wise person. And he's saying all these things. Tatha vadantam sharanagatam swam samsara davanala tapataptam nirikshya karunya rasadra drishtya dadyadabhitim sahasa mahatma. Tatha vadantam sharanagatam swam. So the person who has become a sharanagata, who has taken shelter at the feet of such a wise and self-realized person, he who feels that the wildfire of this world is scorching me, he has opened his heart. What does that self-realized Mahatma does? He looks at him. Nirikshya karunya rasardra dishtya. He just looks at him. He has heard. Then he looks at him. Looks at the person who has knelt down before him with his folded hands. And what is his eyes? He has his glance on him. उसको अपने दृष्टि से देखते हैं. किस तरह की दृष्टि? कारुण्य रसार्द्र दृष्टिया. करुण रस, उनके आंखों में करुण रस है, करुणा से भरा हुआ आंखें हैं. सिर्फ करुणा से नहीं, आर्द्र दृष्टिया. His eyes have become moist with karuna, moist with compassion. It's not an ordinary glance. It's a glance full of karuna. His eyes have become moist. How it has become moist? Because he doesn't find any difference. He finds the self of that person in himself. He can understand his sorrow exactly as the person is suffering from. Nirikshya karunya rasardra drishtya dadyad abhitim sahasa mahatma. And just by that glance, which is full of karuna, what happens to the person who has come seeking refuge? He is given abhitim, dadyad. वो जो दृष्टि है, उससे उस आदमी को जो उनके शरण में आया है, उसको उसी समय अभय मिल जाता है. महात्मा ने उसको क्या किया? अपने दृष्टि से ही उसको अभय दे दिया है. He feels, I am protected, I am accepted. He'll take care of me. This is the role of the Guru. Dadyad abhitim sahasa mahatma. You know, people come to our ashram. Some people just come because they want to come and be near the Guru. They want to do some seva while they are there. Some people come with lot of sorrow and suffering. When they come, their faces will be dark. They cannot even smile. And within 1 or 2 days, they start smiling. The face becomes bright, clear, and full of smiles. This happens because the Mahatma, Dadyad Abhitim, he takes away the sorrow and he gives a protection, a feeling that there is no fear. I told you what Baba wrote to me in the very first letter. Bhoy nahi, tini antore achen. There is no fear. God is within you. So if we can keep God always within us, on and off, we catch His hand, we try to feel Him inside, there won't be any fear. Just like a little boy, little child, what is the most secure place for a child? If he is afraid, he runs to the mother and sits in the mother's lap. That is the most secure place. Similarly for us, we have to do that. Vidvan satasma upasattimi mumukshave sadhu yathokta karine prashanta chittaya stamanvitaya tattvopadesham kripayaiva kuryat vidvan satasma upasattimi. When such a mumukshu comes to a self-realized person, it is the dharma of that realized person to give him knowledge. So what he does, the Guru now, the Mahapurusha, the Mahatma, he tells him. Till now he has only looked at him, given him immediately an abhaya. Now he speaks. What he says? Ma bhaishta vidvam stavanastyapayah. Don't fear. You know, when Baba wrote me this sentence, don't fear, I did not know that it is there in Vivek Chudamani. And much later I came to this sloka. Ma bhaishta vidvam stavanastyapayah samsara sindho starane styupayah yenaiva yata yatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. He says, don't fear. You cannot be destroyed. You are feeling that sometimes your mind is becoming dark, sometimes you are feeling you are getting scorched, sometimes you are feeling you are getting drowned, or you are being swept away by a storm. You will not die. No harm can come to you. To cross this samsara sindhu, the worldly ocean, which brings about so much of suffering and affliction, there is method. Yenaiva yata yatayosya param. And in this path many have tread. Many who have understood that any human being can reach that state, a state of fearlessness. A path is there on which we must tread with lot of sincerity, lot of love actually, lot of love. Love to tread this path. Suppose we want to make a plan to go to a place, beautiful place, either a pilgrim place or even a foreign country. We make so many plans and we are so happy. We make plans that we'll catch a flight from here, we'll go there. These are the places we will see, and we feel fulfilled seeing all those places. But for that, do we not have to tread the path? Similarly, this is a destination which is constantly telling you that this is your Swarupa. You come here, you will not be affected by anything, any sukha, any dukkha, and you will be fearless and unaffected. We are not ready to tread the path properly. So he says, many have tread, because many takes to this path sincerely. And he says, my child, you will not be harmed, you will be protected, you will not be destroyed. There is a way to cross this samsara sindhu, the worldly ocean. Many have crossed this path and gone to the other end. Come, my child, hold my hand. I will show you the way and I will take you there. Yenaiva yata yatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. I will show you the way. I will take you there. Shishya says, you know what he says? That, oh my Lord, I've got many questions. This is what I was saying yesterday. We must ask ourselves. Questions should come. I was taking an example, I will repeat it today. Because this one thing, it has struck me this time. People come to Swamiji. If they are allowed to, they will do 100 times pranam to Swamiji. People keep on doing pranam and ask for Ashirvad. So somebody was saying, my daughter has not got married. She is growing in age. हम लोग को बहुत चिंता है, बहुत दुश्चिंता है. स्वामी जी थोड़ा आशीर्वाद दीजिए कि जल्दी शादी हो जाए. I think for the first time, this time only I thought, why this lady has been asking for this Ashirvad every year. Never she is asking, स्वामी जी थोड़ा आशीर्वाद दे दीजिए कि हम हमारे मन में हम इस दुश्चिंता से जो कष्ट पाते हैं उससे हमें मुक्ति दे दीजिए. ये कोई नहीं बोलता है. सब बोलते हैं मेरे को घर मिल जाए, मेरे बेटे को जॉब मिल जाए, बेटी की शादी हो जाए, मेरा केस ठीक हो जाए, डिजीज़ ठीक हो जाए. मेरे में जो ये एक अशांति है, एंग्जाइटी है, टेंशन है, क्या करने से स्वामी जी हम इससे ऊपर आ जाएंगे, ये सब आते हुए भी हम विचलित नहीं होंगे, वो आशीर्वाद मुझे दे दीजिए. ये कोई नहीं पूछता. So this is a Shishya who has lot of prashna, lot of questions. And what are his questions? You just see. He's saying, he's telling his guru, Kripaya shruyatam swamin prashnoyam kriyate maya yaduttaramaham shrutva kritarthasyam bhavan mukhat kripaya shruyatam swamin. Hey Swamin, O Lord, my Prabhu, I will ask you some questions. These questions are actually always bothering me. And whatever reply you will give, I will feel blessed by that. I want to hear the reply from your own mouth. And what is the prashna he does? This whole of Vivek Chudamani is in reply to this question. Ko nama bandha kathamesha agatah katham pratisthasya katham vimokshaha ko savanatma paramah katma tayor viveka kathametaduchyatam ko nama bandha kathamesha agatah. I find that I am bound by so many things, so many thoughts, sukha and dukkha. I am bound. I am bound by my own traits, जो कि मेरे अवगुण हैं. उससे हम लगता है कि हम बद्ध हो गए हैं. ये बंधन कहाँ से आता है? How does it come? Even though I don't want them, why is it that I again and again get trapped by my own bandhana? Kathamesha agataha. Where from does it come? Katham pratisthasya. On what does it subsist? Katham vimokshaha. How I can get rid of this bandhana? How I can become free? Kosavanatma. What is anatma? I am hearing about Atma, Anatma. तो आत्मा क्या है? अनात्मा क्या है? परमः का आत्मा, परमात्मा क्या है? I am only hearing. I don't understand. I don't know about it. Tayor vivekaha katham etad uchyatam. Please tell me the difference between all this so that I can get rid of this bondage, I can become free, and I feel absolutely fearless. You know what the Guru says? The Guru says, Dhanyosi kritakrityosi pavitam te kulam tvaya. Dhanyosi kritakrityosi. You are dhanya dhanya. तो समझ लीजिए, जब आप लोग पूछते हैं ना, बेटी की शादी हो जाए, बेटे का जॉब हो जाए, बहुत कुछ ऑफरिंग भी देते हैं, खुशी से, प्यार से, भक्ति से। गुरु इतना खुश नहीं होते हैं। वो खुश कब होते हैं? जब कोई ये प्रश्न पूछता है कि हमें कैसे मुक्ति मिलेगी। ये जो हमेशा दिमाग में ऐसी ऐसी चिंताएं हैं जो छूटता ही नहीं है, कितना भी कोशिश करो, बार बार यूजलेस चीज़ें हम सोचते जाते हैं। इनसे कब हमारी मुक्ति होगी? किस तरह, किस पथ को लेने से? जब ऐसा कोई पूछता है, he cries out, he says loudly, धन्योसी, कृतकृत्योसी, you are धन्या, and you have become kritakritya. Kritakritya means whatever has to be achieved has been achieved. पावितम ते कुलम त्वया. सिर्फ तुम ही नहीं, तुम्हारे इस प्रश्न से तुम्हारा पूरा वंश पुण्य हो गया उसको. Your whole lineage has become purified. Not only you have become purified, your whole vamsha has become purified by your this question, that you want to know this, by which you will become liberated. Yad avidya bandha muktya brahmi bhavitum ichchasi. So, in short, in other way, your question will mean that you want to know about what is self, what is Brahman, what is God, and only by knowing that you will be able to get rid of the bondages that you are feeling you are tired with. So this is how this Vivek Chudamani goes. And ultimately, the Guru gives so many examples. He says at one point that just like, suppose somebody said, he says, to tread this path, you have to make effort. It's not that Mahapurusha Samshraya ho gaya, to kaam khatam ho gaya. Now, you've got a teacher. Teacher is giving you instructions. You have to go by the instructions, try and make effort. Only when you make effort, you will get the treasure. So he says in one of the shlokas that suppose somebody has said that, such and such place, at such and such spot, if you dig, you will find treasure there. So you have to go there. If that place has lot of stones or other rubbish, you have to remove them. Then with a spade you have to dig. That is, you have to making effort. You have to dig, you have to do hard work. And then also, if you sit after making a pit, you sit there and say, treasure come, treasure will not come. You have to get into that pit, pick up the treasure, again get up, and then only the treasure will be yours. Similarly, for any seeker, any devotee, you have to make an effort to tread this path. So this is what it is. I won't go in much detail more in this. Only thing is that how it becomes easy for us. जब भी ऐसे सुनते हैं, एफर्ट देना है, तो सबका फेस इतना हो जाता है. बिना एफर्ट का अगर कुछ मिल जाए तो अच्छा है. एफर्ट करना पड़ेगा, वो ना जाने क्या है, तो उसके लिए तो दिलचस्पी नहीं रहती. बट आई वुड से that just remember this. Feel that there is divinity around us. We are potentially divine. Just try to feel that divinity inside. Then you will start loving this path. सबसे पहले क्या है? सबसे पहले है कि अपने आप को purify karo. All the avagun, all the impurities of the mind, the negative traits of the mind, they bring in suffering for us. So, try to remove all those suffering. Try to remove. Be introspective, constantly introspect, and see whether in your thoughts, in your speech, and your behavior, you can make improvement in yourself. This should be the only thing, I think, for us or those who are starting newly or throughout the life. I think this purification process, it doesn't stop even for a self-realized person. Always there is scope for improvement and purification. It is just like, suppose there is a big vessel of water. The vessel is very clean, shining. We have poured very clear water in that. If we look, we will find our face, which will be reflected clearly. Suppose we have put one stone inside. That stone will be seen clearly. But suppose we put some mud into that water, or with our hand we give some movement into the water. What will happen? तब दिखेगा क्या? नहीं दिखेगा. Similarly, the self I am, my true identity is there. It is always there. I am that. Why it is not getting revealed to us? Why do we feel weak? Why do we feel bound? Why do we feel fearful? Only because all the impurities of the mind, the negative traits of the mind, make a veil and does not allow the self to get revealed clearly. So, एक तो है जीवन में हमेशा रोज दिन अपने आप को किसी ना किसी समय एक असेसमेंट करना चाहिए कि हाउ माई डे हैज़ गॉन. कल आज हमने क्या किया, हमारे थॉट में, हमारे बातों में, हमारे एक्टिविटीज़ में हम प्यूरिफिकेशन लाए हैं क्या, हम कल से ज़्यादा अच्छे हैं क्या. जैसे पहले बहुत ज़्यादा हम ब्लेमफुल थे, अभी थोड़ा कम है क्या. ऐसे ऐसी असेसमेंट अपने आप में करना चाहिए. You know, Bhagavata tells a story. The story is Kapila and Devahuti. Kapila was a rishi, a muni. He was the part of Narayana himself. Devahuti was married to Kardama Prajapati. Kardama Prajapati was a sage, and he was married to Devahuti. Kardama had he said that when I get children, after that I will leave the family and become a sannyasin and go. Now Devahuti, she wanted only enjoyment. So she used to serve the husband, but she wanted all worldly enjoyments. They had 9 daughters. When daughters were born, Kardama Prajapati said, now I want to leave. I had said that I will do so. So please give me leave. At that time, Devahuti said, my lord, I have been a fool. You are a self-realized person. I got married to you. I could have asked moksha from you, but instead I have asked for only worldly enjoyments and children. Now I understand that how much attached I was to all these things, and these things will not give me happiness. So I pray to you that give me a son at least before leaving. The son who will give me knowledge, who will tell me how to grow devotion and make me liberated. So Kardama agreed to it. A son was born who was named Kapila Deva. So Kapila Dev, Kapila Muni, to him the mother prostrated and said, O my son, I know that you are a part of Lord Narayana, And this is what I have been, infatuated by the worldly enjoyments. Now I have had some thought about myself. I have understood that what I have passed through in this life, that is not what will give me moksha. So please tell me something so that I can get liberated. You know what Kapila Deva says? It's a big chapter, few chapters are there. Now Kapila says one thing. Why I have suddenly said this? Because I remembered. I was telling you about Mahapurusha Samshrayaha. Kapila says, Mother, the attachment that one has towards the worldly things, that is attachment. Suppose you turn that attachment to a saintly person, that is also attachment. But this latter attachment will make you get liberation. It will break all bondages. It will take away all your negative traits. It will purify you. How? Then he tells who is a holy person. He tells, Mother, if you want to have the Sangha of somebody, it is necessary that you desire the company of holy people. So, Kapila Dev tells the mother this slokas. Titikshavaha karunikaha suhridas sarvadehinam ajata shatravashantaha sadhava sadhubhushanaha Maya ananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridham matkrite tyakta karmanah tyakta svajana bandhavaha madashraya kathamrishtaha shrinvanti kathayanti cha tapanti vividhastapa naitan madgata chetasaha taete sadhavas sadhvi sarvasanga vivarjitaha sangaste shvatate pratyah sangadosha harahite. He says, O Mother, you must have the Sangha of such people who have all these qualities. And what I was saying, all our Shastras say, that when we read about qualities, the qualities are to be acquired by oneself. He says, such people who have titiksha. Why I am telling you this? We also, I told you that we must purify ourselves. With what? With what good qualities? Our all negative qualities will go if we bring in more and more good qualities. What are the good qualities? Titiksha. What is titiksha? Forbearance. That is, whatever happens, reconcile. Reconcile. Accept it. Do not get agitated. Karunikaha. Be full of karuna for others. Suhridas sarvadehinam. Become friend to everybody. One day, at one time, I told Swamiji, actually I feel that, so those were many, many years ago. I was young and quite young at that time. Now I have become old. But those moments when I tell, I still get that kind of divinity feeling which I felt at that time. So I think somebody gave me a diary. Those days, diaries were not very common. So when I got a diary, I felt that I should write very good things in this. So what should I write? I had the idea. I will tell Swamiji to tell me something every day, some good thought, which I will write in this diary. So I went and told Swamiji. But Swamiji might not be thinking like that. So one day passed, 2 days passed, he never said anything and I never wrote anything. But some days he used to say. So one day he said this line, you know, saintliness is not in realizing. Saintliness is not in learning and being able to express it well. Saintliness is in befriending everybody. You must befriend everybody. What did he say? कि एक संत वो नहीं है जो जिसने रियलाइज कर लिया है, जिसको आत्मज्ञान हो गया है। वो नहीं है जो बहुत पढ़े हैं, शास्त्र पढ़े हैं और अच्छी तरह समझा सकते हैं। संत वही है जो सबको अपनाते हैं, सबको अपना सुहृद बनाते हैं, सबको प्यार करते हैं, वही सेंट है। एंड आई रोट दैट, आई थिंक it was a guidance. It was a guidance because, you know, when we keep on learning, we keep on feeling that I have learned, I have read this Upanishad, I have read that Upanishad, I have read this Shastra, I have read that Shastra. When we speak, if somebody says that you have spoken well, there will be a feeling that I have spoken well. But all this is not saintliness. Saintliness is when we can consider everybody to be our own. Everybody, befriending. सबको प्यार करना है, जिसका जो कुछ भी नेचर है उसको गले लगाना है। तो सुहृद सर्वदेहिनाम अजात शत्रवः, उसका कोई शत्रु ही नहीं है, शत्रु का जन्म नहीं हुआ है। शांताः साधवः साधुभूषणाः, और खूब अच्छे अच्छे गुण हैं। उसके गुण क्या है? उसके अलंकार हैं। उसके पास अलंकार कुछ नहीं है, जेवर नहीं है, गुण जो है वही अलंकार है। मयि अनन्येन भावेन भक्तिम कुर्वन्ति ये दृढ़ाम। अनन्येन भावेन, भगवान को जो भक्ति करते हैं अनन्य भाव से। अनन्य भाव क्या है? जिसमें कोई मोटिव नहीं है। भक्ति वही है जो अहेतुकी होता है, अप्रतिहता होता है। अहेतुकी क्या है? विदाउट एनी मोटिव। आपको हम भक्ति कर रहे हैं इसलिए कि हमारे दिल से आपके प्रति भक्ति है। हम आपसे कुछ चाहते ही नहीं है, कुछ नहीं चाहिए, पर हमें भक्ति करना है, आपकी सेवा करनी है। दैट इज अहेतुकी। अप्रतिहता, जैसे कोई बाधा आ गया, जैसे प्रहलाद बहुत भक्त थे, पर उसके पिताजी ने क्या किया? कितना कुछ किया उसको मारने के लिए, उसके मन से भक्ति को हटाने के लिए, पर उसका भक्ति खत्म नहीं हुआ। पर ज़्यादातर अगर हमारे जीवन में कुछ हो जाता है जो हम चाहते हैं वो फुलफिल नहीं होता है, तो हमारी भक्ति भी घटती रहती है। तो यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं भक्ति, दृढ़ भक्ति होना चाहिए मेरे में। मत कृते त्यक्त कर्मानः त्यक्त स्वजन बांधवाः, और मेरे लिए जो कुछ भी काम करते हो मेरे लिए करो। अपने स्वजन और बांधवा, अपना जो स्वजन है, फैमिली है, बंधु बांधव है, वो तुम्हारे अपने नहीं है। कंसिडर मी टू बी योर ओन and the foremost, and have dridha bhakti for me. Madashraya kathamrishtaah shrinvanti kathayanti cha tapanti vividastapa naitan madgata chetasah. ये ना सब धीरे धीरे पढ़ने का है। धीरे धीरे पढ़ के एक एक वर्ड को एब्जॉर्ब करना चाहिए। हम ऐसे हैं क्या? हम ऐसे हैं क्या? ऐसा होने के लिए क्या करना है? मदाश्रयाः, भगवान के ऊपर ही आश्रय करना है और किसी चीज़ के ऊपर नहीं। कौन किसको बचा सकता है? पैसा नहीं, लोग नहीं, फैमिली पीपल कैन नॉट प्रोटेक्ट यू, योर मनी कैन नॉट प्रोटेक्ट यू, नथिंग कैन प्रोटेक्ट यू। हम कभी कभी सोचते हैं दैट वी शुड थिंक, always remind ourselves that when days are okay, we are all right, it is okay. But There may be a time when the body will be very sick. The body will not be able to do anything. We have to be dependent on others, which nobody wants to become. What we should prepare in our mind, how the mind should be prepared to face those situations. तब लगता है, तब लेटे लेटे भगवान का नाम करेंगे. कर सकेंगे क्या? जो हमने हैबिट बनाया ही नहीं कभी भी, वो उस समय जाके कैसे हैबिट में बन जाएगा. और हो सकता है नाम करने के लिए भी कुछ ताकत ही नहीं होगा, तब क्या करेंगे? All these introspections should be there. And all this introspection should actually give you a lot of enthusiasm. I don't know whether I am able to inspire you or I am giving you fear in your mind. Like our Dr. Das was telling today, that your lectures are depressing. Why depressing? Because I have said that I have been very fortunate to be near my Guru's feet. So he feels that he is not able to be near Guru's feet. तो फिर उनको क्या होगा? कुछ नहीं होगा. जो आपके पास काम है उसी को गुरु का दिया हुआ काम समझिए, करिए, उसी को करिए. We have to be excellent in our work. We have to do our work with all mind and heart excellently well. Whatever is our life, everybody's life is different. All of us should think, this is the work that God has given me and I have to do it well. Duties, responsibilities for householders, it is there. You cannot deny it. You cannot run away from it. But whatever you are doing, do it well. But know that this is not what is supreme. Supreme is to know yourself, to rise to that state where while performing your duties, you can remain fearless and unaffected. That is what you should try for. तो ऐसा करके ये बोलते हैं कि मेरे में ही आश्रय लीजिए. कपिला देवा is telling mother, मदाश्रया कथामृष्टा शृण्वन्ति कथयन्ति च तपन्ति विविधास्तापा नैतान् मद्गत चेतसः. And he is saying that rely only on God. And whatever life brings you, accept it, reconcile with it. Then he says, only for this sloka, I told you this much. Tayete sadhavas sadhvi sarvasanga vivarjitaha sangasteshvatate pratyah sangadoshharahite. Said, O mother, आपको अगर किसी का संग करना है तो इनका संग करिए जिनके पास ये सब क्वालिटीज है. इनका संग करिए, इनको ढूंढिए. ऐसे संग में मत जाइए जहाँ पे यूजलेस बातें हो रही हैं, जिससे मन एलिवेटेड नहीं होगा. ऐसे लोगों को ढूंढिए जो कि सर्व संग विवर्जिता है. उनमें किसी के प्रति अटैचमेंट नहीं है. वो अपने में रहते हैं, अपने में तुष्ट रहते हैं, अपने अंदर जो संतोष है उसी को वो एंजॉय करते हैं. उनका संग लीजिए. क्योंकि आप अगर कहेंगे माँ कि वो भी तो संग है, वो भी तो अटैचमेंट है, किसी एक महापुरुष के पीछे जाएंगे, उनको भक्ति करेंगे, वो अटैचमेंट नहीं है. अगर आप ये पूछेंगे तो हम ये कहते हैं आपको कि वो संग दोष हरा. ये संग करने से आपके मन में जो कुछ भी अटैचमेंट है वो सब कुछ मिट जाएगा, सब मिट जाएगा. उसीलिए आप करिए. कैसे मिटेगा? क्योंकि आप जब उनके संग करेंगे वो आपको क्या कहेंगे? वो भगवान के बारे में बोलेंगे, आत्मा के बारे में बोलेंगे, आपको इंस्पायर करेंगे. और ये सुनते 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 आपके मन में भी ये सब विषय के ऊपर ध्यान जाएगा. आप भी काम करते करते, नहीं तो खाते खाते, नहीं तो बाजार जाते जाते, आपके मन में भी अच्छा उन्होंने ऐसा कहा था। उसी लिए ये जो संग है, ये संग आप बार बार करिए, ताकि आपके मन से जो जैसी बातें जो होती हैं, रोज की मामूली बातें, वो सब चला जाएगा और आपका मन हमेशा एक दिव्य भाव में डूबे रहेगा। ये करना ज़रूरी है। और क्या ज़रूरी है? I was telling you, I started with what? Started with these points you may remember. क्या? Fill your mind with blessedness and gratitude. Remember that you are a spiritual seeker. Remember that everything around us is spiritual and divine. Just stop for a moment and feel that divinity. Feel that divinity and feel as if you are encircled with that divinity. When you go to bed, think that you are encircled and enveloped with that divinity and go to sleep. When you get up in the morning, think of that. जब हम सुबह उठते हैं, कुछ तो काम करते हैं, पहले बिस्तर सजाते हैं, फिर मुंह धोते हैं, नहा लेते हैं. In everything we can bring and associate divinity. Only we have to tutor ourselves, train ourselves. And एक ये जो है कंटेनमेंट का प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए. बहुत कुछ है बोलने का, इतना अभी तो टाइम भी ख़त्म हो रहा है. हम इतना ही बोलेंगे कि अगर भक्ति बढ़ाते हैं तो डिस्पैशन भी बढ़ेगा. भक्ति ही विरक्ति ही भगवत प्रबोधः. भगवान को मन में बार बार उनके प्रति एक प्रेम ये ग्रो करना चाहिए. That is the highest duty of man, Bhagavata says. Then when we start liking bhakti, start having more and more bhakti, what happens? That virakti, the attachment towards worldly enjoyments slowly falls off. And what happens? Bhagavat prabodha. Then you will find that you will be able to touch that inner being more and more clearly. More and more you will find that you are feeling as if everything is divya. Divinity is there. And for that, leave aside any other impurities of the mind. Grow this contentment. Contentment in life. जब मन संतुष्ट हो जाता है तब और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. अकिंचनस्य दान्तस्य शान्तस्य समचेतसः मया सन्तुष्टमनसः सर्वाः सुखमया दिशः. अकिंचनस्य दान्तस्य, जिसके पास कुछ नहीं है, जो बोलता है कि मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है, कुछ पोजेसिवनेस ही नहीं है उसके पास. पोजेशन तो है ही नहीं, पोजेसिवनेस भी नहीं है. शांतस्य दान्तस्य, शांत क्या है? मन शांत है. ऑल द माइंड इज एब्सोल्युटली क्वाइटेंड. दान्तस्य, द सेंस ऑर्गन्स आर ऑल्सो क्वाइटेंड, रिस्ट्रेन्ड. समचेतसः, और जो सभी में एक जैसा देखते हैं, सबको एक जैसा देखते हैं. तो ये हमारा क्या होना चाहिए? दिस शुड बी वन थिंग दैट वी मस्ट ट्राई टू अटेन. क्या अटेन करना चाहिए? मन को शांत रखने का. इंद्रिया जो कि बार बार बाहर की चीज़ों पे लग जाता है, उसको कंट्रोल करने का, रिस्ट्रेन करने का. समचेतसः, मन को समझाइए कि हमारे लिए सब समान है. हमारे बच्चे ही सिर्फ हमारे लिए नहीं, दूसरों के प्रति भी मेरा वही होना चाहिए. आज ही सुबह स्वामी जी अन्न क्षेत्र वालों के साथ एक मीटिंग कर रहे थे और उनको समझा रहे थे कि सबको खिलाना, सबको एक समान खिलाना, एक जैसा, यही तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी में सीखने का है. सबके प्रति समान भाव. अगर मेरा बच्चा आ जाए खाने के लिए, तब हमको लगेगा कि सब कुछ ठीक ठाक मिला है कि नहीं. जिसको हम नहीं जानते हैं वो जब खाने को आता है तब हम इतना ध्यान नहीं देते. स्वामी जी says, when you serve people, especially food, with whatever enthusiasm and attention you are serving the first person, your attention and enthusiasm for the last person should be the same. You cannot get away. तो समचेतसः बनने के लिए अपने आप को देखना है कि हमारा मन ऐसा है कि नहीं, है कि नहीं. मया संतुष्ट मनसः, और मेरे को लेके, भगवान को लेके मन जब संतुष्ट रहता है, अपने आप में जब संतुष्ट रहता है, अपने अंदर जो एक फुहारा है संतोष का, उसको पा लेता है, तब क्या है? सर्वाः सुखमया दिशः. सब चारों ओर कहीं देखो तो सुख ही सुख नजर आता है, किधर भी देखो सुख दिखता है. अभी कैसा है? कहीं पे सुख दिखता है, कहीं पे सुख नहीं दिखता है. कुछ चीज़ हम पसंद करते हैं, कुछ नहीं करते हैं. जो कुछ पसंद नहीं करते हैं उसमें हम जाना ही नहीं चाहते, और लगता है कि क्यों हमको ये करना पड़ रहा है. उस समय क्या होगा? सर्वाः सुखमयाः दिशः. वो पूरा जगत जो है, वो सब चारों तरफ जो कुछ भी है, अच्छा हो भला हो, सब कुछ अच्छा लगता है. कोई भी काम अच्छा लगता है, कोई भी आदमी अच्छा लगता है, सबको सुनने के लिए अच्छा लगता है. स्वामी जी कभी कभी बोलते हैं, जब कोई कुछ बात करने आते हैं ना, प्यार से उनका बात सुना करो, प्यार से सुना करो. हो सकता है वो बहुत दुखी है, वो कुछ बोलना चाहता है, पर तुम पेशेंस से, प्यार से वो क्या कह रहा है सुनो. वही बहुत बड़ा सेवा है मनुष्यों का. फिर these are the things if we try. हमारा वो था क्या? वे टू फ्रीडम एंड fearlessness. तो हम थोड़ा सा समराइज करके हमको यही बताना चाह रहे हैं. क्या करना है? बहुत कुछ नहीं. आप करेंगे कि नहीं वो भी मालूम नहीं. एक गीता का एक श्लोक है जो कि हम बहुत बहुत उच्चारण किए हैं. न प्रहिष्येत प्रियम प्राप्य नोद्विजेत प्राप्य चा प्रियम. क्या है? न प्रहिष्येत प्रियम प्राप्य. जो अच्छा मिल गया तो उससे हम खुश हो जाते हैं. नोद्विजेत प्राप्य चा प्रियम. ये श्लोक में बोल रहे हैं कि एक ऐसी स्थिति है जो मिल गया है, उससे जो हम चाह रहे थे वो मिलने से खुश नहीं होते, और जो नहीं चाह रहे थे वो मिल जाने से भी दुखी नहीं होते हैं. तो हम कुछ एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते हैं. हमारा साधना ही रहा है नॉन एक्सपेक्टेशन एंड डिज़ायरलेसनेस. तो हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं कि आप करेंगे, पर करने से ज़रूर हमको अच्छा लगेगा. आई एम टेलिंग यू फ्रॉम माई ओन एक्सपीरियंस, इट इज़ नॉट एट ऑल difficult. It is not at all difficult. I have always considered this to be a very, very sweet adventure. Very, very, enjoyable adventure. कभी कभी तो जो हम सोचते हैं वो कर पाते हैं तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. कभी हम चाहते हैं साधना करना, फिर देखते हैं कि जो ट्रेट रह गया था वो अभी भी है, तो गिर गए ना, तो फिर से शुरू करो, फिर से कोशिश करो. In that there is so much of joy, so much of adventure is there. अपने आप को लेके, किसी और के साथ नहीं, कोई ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं चाहिए. बैठे बैठे अपने आप, अपने अंदर भगवान को खोजे, अपने को खोजे, अपने आप को याद दिलाए कि हम आकाश जैसे हैं, हम पहाड़ जैसे हैं, हम सूर्य जैसे हैं, हम आकाश जैसे हैं, हम निर्लेप हैं, कभी लेपन नहीं हो सकता. हम पहाड़ जैसे हैं, कभी हिल नहीं, कोई नहीं हिला सकता है मुझे. हम हमेशा ब्राइट हैं, ब्रिलियंट हैं, सूर्य जैसे. और अम्भोधिवत पार विवर्जितो हम इतना एक्सपैंडेड हैं, इतना वास्ट हैं, बाउंड्रीलेस है, ताकि हम सबको गले लगा के आनंद में रह सकते हैं. ये अपने आप को याद दिला सकते हैं, और याद दिलाने से बहुत अच्छा लगता है। उसीलिए ये सब श्लोक पढ़ना चाहिए। वेदांत वाक्येषु सदा रमन्तः भिक्षान्न मात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः विशोकमन्तः करणे चरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः। कल ये बोला था। आई विल चैंट ऑल द श्लोकास एंड देन स्टॉप। वेदांतेषु सदा रमन्तः भिक्षान्न मात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः विशोकमन्तः करणे चरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः। जो कौपीनवंत हैं, जो इस पथ पे चल रहे हैं, जो वेदांत वाक्य में हमेशा रमन करते रहते हैं, भिक्षान्न मात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः, जो कुछ भी मिल गया उसी से संतुष्ट। हम बोल रहे थे ना कि संतोष, कंटेंटमेंट का अभ्यास करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हम कंटेंटेड नहीं रहते हैं, उसीलिए इतना एजिटेशन, इतना दुख है मन में। विशोकमन्तः करणे चरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः। हम ये कह सकते हैं, ये सब श्लोक जब हमने हाथ में पाया था और हम चैंट करते थे, हम नहीं समझते थे इसको, और जब जितना पढ़ते हैं उतना ज़्यादा समझते हैं। पर ये एक बहुत आनंद देता था, क्योंकि इससे हम एक स्टेट को कुछ क्षण के लिए छू जाते थे, जो हमारा लक्ष्य है। लक्ष्य में पहुंचेंगे कि नहीं जानते हैं, पर एक एक मोमेंट में उसको छू जाते थे। वो नहीं रहता था, पर वो आनंद देता था। मूलम तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुममन्त्रयन्तः कन्थामिव श्रीमपि कुत्सयन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः। मूलं तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः। कहीं भी जहाँ भी आश्रय मिल जाए ठीक है, पेड़ के नीचे, और कुछ नहीं है खाने के लिए तो हाथ में लेके खा लो। जो मिलता है वो, अगर हमारे पास प्रॉस्पेरिटी भी आ जाता है, उसको हम एक फटा कपड़ा जैसे फेंक देते हैं। कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः। जिसके पास जो बहुत कुछ एक्वायर करके रखता है, पोजेस करके रखता है, उसी को ना डर है कि खो जाएगा, खो जाएगा, खो जाएगा। अगर खो गया पैसा तो क्या करेंगे? और ये क्या कर रहे हैं? सब कुछ जाओ, भागो। देहादिभावं परिमार्जयन्तः स्वात्मानमात्मान्यवलोकयन्तः नान्तं न मध्यं न बहिस्मरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः। देहादिभावं परिमार्जयन्तः। बार बार अपने आप को याद दिलाना है, आई एम नॉट दिस बॉडी, आई एम द सोल। And what is my true nature? I am nirlepa. I am changeless, birthless, deathless, eternal, imperishable, taintless, nirvikar, niranjan. All these are my traits. इसको बार बार हमको याद, अपने आप को याद दिलाना। स्वात्मानम आत्मनि अवलोकयन्तः। And in oneself, take your drishti inside and see the Atma. Who are doing this? Kaupinavantah. Those who have taken to this path fully, they are doing. Nantam na madhyam na bahismarantah. They do not have any distinction between what is in the beginning, what is in the middle, or what is at the end. For them, it's all universal. Universal, one, without a second. When there is no second, who is going to be fearful of whom? जब हम ऐसा करते हैं, स्क्रैच करते हैं और उंगली आँख के अंदर घुस जाता है, तो हम उंगली को डांटते हैं क्या? जब खाना खाते खाते दांत गाल को काट देता है, तो दांत को हम डांटते हैं क्या? क्यों नहीं डांटते हैं? Because it is me. Similarly, when it is only one, who is going to be afraid of whom? Who is going to be disliking another? क्योंकि एक ही है. ये बार बार सोचना चाहिए इसको. स्वानंद भावे परितुष्टिमन्तः संशांत सर्वेन्द्रिय वृत्तिमन्तः अहर्निशं ब्रह्मणि ये रमन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. स्वानंद भावे परितुष्टिमन्तः, अपने ही डिलाइट में, इनर ब्लिस में वो डिलाइटेड रहते हैं. And all the sensory activities are quietened. Samshanta sarvendriya vrittimantaha. Because of all our sense organs running here and there, we remain agitated and restless. तो this word, samshanta, samshant होना चाहते हैं ना? हम बिल्कुल शांत होना चाहते हैं. अहर्निशम ब्रह्मणि ये रमन्तः, और ब्रह्मन के बारे में जो हमेशा सोचते रहते हैं वही है भाग्यवंत. ब्रह्माक्षरं पावनमुच्चरन्तः ब्रह्माहमस्मीति विभावयन्तः भिक्षाशिनो दिक्षु परिभ्रमन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. ब्रह्माक्षरम पावनम उच्चरन्तः. जो ब्रह्म, हम ब्रह्मन हैं, आई एम द आत्मा, आई एम द ब्रह्मन, ऐसा करके बार बार उच्चारण करना है. कोई मंत्र है तो उसको उच्चारण करना है. लाइक दिस, दिस कौपीनवंता भिक्षाशिनो दिक्षु परिभ्रमन्तः, दे रोम अबाउट. कौपीनवंता खलु भाग्यवन्तः, दे आर द भाग्यवंता. दिस इज नॉट for householders, but I would say these should be read, because we get the touch of that freedom for a little while, which freedom which will inspire us, make us feel for this path, the path which, having mind and intelligence, we must pursue so that we become unaffected and fearless in life. Okay. Sampurnam jagadev nandanavanem sarvepi kalpadrumaah gangam vari samasta vari nivaha punyas samasta kriyah vacha prakrita samskrita shrutishiro varanasi medini सर्वावस्थितिरस्य वस्तु विषया दृष्टे परब्रह्मणि. सर्वावस्थितिरस्य वस्तु विषया दृष्टे परब्रह्मणि. जय गुरु, जय गुरु, जय गुरु.